Alright, welcome back guys. This is quick tip number 5. This is going to be your origin strategy for mid-seasons. Right now we are at recording time. We are in the early season, so quick tip number 4 at the last episode is definitely what you want to check out if it's still early in the season. If you're getting into the mid-season or you're just joining us, this is going to be your strategy guide you're going to want to use. But if you're at this quick tip, you should have already watched all the previous videos, and we're just gonna leave it at that. You should basically be at the same island level as where we were in the videos. So right now, we should have between 15 and 20 cold gens, and then we're gonna want to make one of our rows our favorite row, which is simply just means make that row level 2 cold gens instead of all level 1s. And then this is the side you're going to start on all the time. So once you get to level 20 or 25 cold gens, so it's going to be 20 level 1s and 5 level 2s, then you're going to want to try and get lucky, which is a custom enchantment. It's called lucky, and it's going to give you a chance of getting gold bars and other items from your cold gens instead of just coal, which will help with the money. And we're going to be spending a lot more money than we are mana in this season in this episode and this strategy for our origins rather than buying them off the mana shop. So anyways, if you get lucky or smelting, then you're good to go. If you get smelting, then the strategy is going to change slightly, and same goes for if you get lucky instead of smelting. But you want to continue to, at this point, start looking for both of those. Smelting probably isn't as important as lucky though, so that's just something to keep in mind. If you did get smithing instead of lucky, then you want to move on to iron gens, iron ore gens after you get to 25 total coal gens, because you're going to start getting iron bars directly out of them instead of iron ores. So what that smelting does is it basically just smelts your ores for you. That's going to allow you to just instantly start selling it instead of having to go to a furnace and then smelt it. Now you guys are still going to be on sell hand until you get to level 50 island. So if you didn't get iron working in and you're still on coal, then you want to make sure you got 2 rows of coal by the time you're at 25. You want to get 2 rows at level 2. That just gives you a better little section. We want to also make sure our pick is balanced, so we need to make sure our efficiency and our unbreaking is going up as well as the fortune, so that we can keep up with how fast these ores are generating. Once you get to 2 rows coal, 2 rows of level 2 coal, or start working 2 rows of iron in, then the rest of it you can just make coal. So at that point, once you make everything coal, you can start working in your last 15 iron gens, and then you'll have half iron gen, half coal gen. But once you're at 50 max coal gens, or 50 gens, ore gens in general, you would be at island level 50, so then you would be able to get rid of your sell hand sign and switch to your sell all sign. That's going to definitely speed things up quickly. Another thing to note is if I were to sell 9 lapis without turning it into a block, I would get, for example, this is not a real number, 900 for it, which means I'd get 100 per lapis. If I made a block which requires 9 lapis, I'd get 1,000 for it instead of 900. So they actually pay you. I'm not sure the percentage on if you do use the crafting table, but if you don't use the crafting table, you're going to lose 10%. So it's definitely a good idea to keep using the crafting table and making blocks instead of just selling the ores as they are. So once we hit 50 origins, and that's going to be 2 rows of coal, or 2 rows of iron, or 5 rows of iron with 5 rows of coal. Or you could have all coal and have 2 to 3 rows of level 2 coal. At that point, you want to start working in your lapis gens. Once you get to 25 lapis gens, you want to make those all level 2 before you start adding more lapis gens to the second half of your mine. So you'd be at 25 coal, 25 lapis, but 15 of your coal, at least 15 of your coal, are level 2. At this point, you want to start working in more level 1 lapis until you are at level half of your lapis are level 2 and half of them are level 1s. What the reason why you want to go to level 2 lapis first is because it's half the amount of mana to get, plus that gives you a chance to develop more money and just buy level 2 lapis instead of level 1 lapis. So we want to try and get to level 2 lapis all the way through, and then we're just going to max everything out. So at that point, once you have 50 lapis ore gens, you want to get all of them to level 4 and just go ahead and max them out. So while you're maxing those out with your mana, because once you buy 50 L gens or lapis gens, once you buy 50 of them, there's no reason to buy a higher level one just because it's on a good deal, because you're just going to waste the one L gen that you got to get rid of to put the better L gen in. And when I say L gen, I mean lapis gen. I'm just so used to saying it as L gen in chat that that's what's coming out of my mouth at the moment. Anyways, when you excuse me, when you get to all level 2 lapis gens, then you want to just go ahead and max those out. As you're trying to max those out, start buying your E-gens, level 1s, level 2s, whatever. It's kind of hard to get anything above a level 1 E-gen, but after you get 25 E-gens, start slapping those in. I mean, well, not even if you're buying E-gens while you're trying to max out your L-gens, make sure you're replacing your level 3 L-gens with E-gens. But you don't want to go too overboard on your E-gens unless you have enough lapis gens maxed out, because you're going to start slowing down your rates rather than speeding them up. With the lapis gens, as you're upgrading them, it's still a good idea to keep that favorite row. So work on one row at a time, get them leveled up, and then work on the next row. So after they're all level 2, start on this row or the left row and max it, or don't max them, but just take them to level 3. Then start working on everything else for level 3. As you're making your way down, go back and make that level 4 if you feel like it. If you feel like saving some money, go ahead and make that level 4. It's going to be 20,000 mana, and ore gens, emerald ore gens are 60,000 mana. So, like I said, this is mid-season. You're not going to want to spend any mana, if you can at all, on your E-gens or your L-gens. You should be able to buy them. If nobody's selling the emerald gens, go ahead and buy a couple of them with your mana, but really just try to refrain from that as much as possible. If you have some extra mana to spend on some E-gens, focus on leveling up the E-gens you already have. Yeah, that's basically it. Once you get to the all E-gens, you're definitely going to want to start looking for Karma. Karma is going to give you a lot more mana per break, and even during the L-gens would be a good time to start looking for Karma. But yeah, thanks for watching. As always, have a great day, and if you liked the content shown today, go ahead and like the video below. If you want to see more content, consider subscribing. If you have any questions or requests, leave them in the comments and I'll handle those whenever possible. Don't forget to wash your hands.